Here's a page for Emily M. Eads, born in 1860 in Indiana. Here's a list of her parents and her siblings. And here's a list of her 3 husbands: George Landry, Alfred Wilson, and H.G. Smith. H.G. Smith does not have any information about birth or death. I want to go see something about him. So I can either hold down Control and click on his name, or I can right-click and open a new link in a new tab, because I want to leave Emily's page open. So H.G. Smith, the only sources are having to do with him listed as a parent in the marriage record of their son, Horace. Horace was born in 1881. Let's see what we can find about H.G. Smith. We're going to go back to Emily because Emily has a lot of good information. Her birth and death years, her parents, her siblings, all 3 of her husbands. I did not find anything on Family Search right away, so I'm going to go to Ancestry. Ancestry has really good search engines, and it's going to take everything we know about Emily that's pertinent, and it's going to plug it in. And we're going to find something that we know is Emily. Here's the record of that same son, Horace H. Smith. So that is our Emily. I'm going to click on it. There's our H.G. Smith. And over here, Ancestry has listed a bunch of records that could be our Emily, but we need to be the one who decides if that's true. Since Horace, the child, was born in 1881, chances are that H.G. and Emily are together in 1880. So we're going to look over here and look at this. 1880, she is listed as a Smith in the 1880 census. 1860 in Indiana, that fits. She's married to a Henry Smith. Now, if we click on Henry Smith, he's listed as the head of household. Everybody's relationship is how they're related to Henry Smith. So we're going to come back to Emily, and she's listed as a wife. But look at this. Here's someone named John that's listed as a brother-in-law. That's how he's related to Henry Smith. Emily's maiden name is Eads. Let's go back to Emily's page and look at 2 things. Does she have an older brother named John? And are her parents from Indiana? Not every census record has the same information, but this one has what we need. So there's her dad is from Indiana. Her mom is from Indiana. And there's an older brother named John. I believe this is the same person. Now, we could just go over here to H.G. Smith's page and just type in Henry, but I want to show you a little trick I've learned that's pretty cool. Ancestry or Family Search, the records from Family Search is what you want to attach. It's a pain to attach records from Ancestry, but Family Search is pretty easy. So we're going to go over to Family Search. It's going to take all we know from Emily, except in the record we're looking for, her last name is Smith. So we're going to change that. And down here, we're just going to put her spouse, because now we know his name is Henry. So Henry, we don't need to capitalize here. We do when we're putting in information that stays, but we don't need to when it's just we're searching. But then look at this other thing, other person. We want to put John Eads as another person, and then do a search. And there's the very census record we're looking for. When I click on it here, it kind of shows me a little preview, and I can scroll down and see Henry Smith as a husband and John Eads. This is the one we want. So we want to attach it to the tree, and it's assuming we're attaching it to Emily because that's where this search came from is her page. So we're going to attach to tree. You're still not committed to anything yet. Now, as a reminder, what's in this column is what's already on Family Search. Here's those other two husbands, Alfred Wilson and George Landry. We're still on Emily Smith's page up here. And what's in this column is in the 1880 census. Now, we've already determined that this record is Emily. So we're going to push attach. Now, it says different because we always use maiden names in Family Search. So it's going to be different than Emily Smith. That's okay. We'll leave that alone. This is different too, but it's more complete. We leave that alone. I'm going to attach what it says over in the 1880 census. And it's already, because I already did this once, it shows that she lived there in 1880. And I'm going to attach it. Now I'm going to come down here to Henry. Now, obviously, Henry Smith and H.G. Smith are different. So I'm going to push this little pencil, and I can fill in his name as being Henry. If it's obvious why you've done it, I don't think you need to put a reason in here. You can look over here and see that his name is Henry. I definitely put things when it's not obvious. Look, he's born in 1857 in Tennessee. And once again, because I already did this once, his residence is already listed as being there in 1880, and attach it. Because we are on Emily's record, we can open siblings. You can only attach someone if they're a parent, a child, a sibling, or a spouse. And because John is a sibling, there's John. We're going to grab these two arrows and come up and drop him where he belongs. Don't worry about the date not being exact. In the census, it doesn't need to be. And then everything that's over here, you want to click on this add and then attach. And now everything is green. There's no more names over here. And we now have a name for Henry. That's wonderful.